So that was fun. Would you rather be fun or productive? Fun. Would you rather have fun or get credit? Fun. Would you rather have fun or get paid? Fun. Well, the reason we put it that way is because fun pays you. In other words, when you're having fun, that's the payoff. That's the winning lottery ticket. Now what?
My question changed as the day went on.
That's our favorite thing that happens.
I want to ask a little bit more about inspired thoughts and knowing the difference from our inner being. And I've had several people who are close to me croak. And I'm far enough in the process that I can say that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that I'm hearing from them, and sometimes I think it's my inner being.
Well, if it's bossy, it's not them.
Okay.
It's how you remember them to be, or it's you using them to boss yourself around. But if it's fun, and if it's light, and if it's loving, it's them. It's them. Does it happen often?
When I'm in a high vibration, it does.
We tried to trap you, but you stepped out of the trap. Because we were going to say, does it happen often? And you were going to say, not that often. And we were going to say, you need to have more fun. But you saw it coming, and you...
No,
someone tipped you off.
Exactly. And one of the things I think back to a lot of times when I'm feeling some of those is a story that I heard about Esther and Jerry and remembering something, and then Jerry saying, how do you know that's not me thinking about you, as opposed to just remembering.
Well,
and I think that a lot.
What you are introducing into this conversation, the only important missing piece. Everything that we've said to you today is everything that anybody needs to know. You just went from mathematics, from subtraction and addition, all the way to trigonometry in what we've talked about here today. Everything that you heard is only what you'll ever need in order to be a powerful, joyful creator. This is the piece that you just evoked that needs to be here too. Everything that happens, whether you like it or not as it's happening, you met it halfway. You met it halfway. So when you're receiving something, you're meeting it halfway. That's why it's hard for you to differentiate between whether you're thinking it or whether they're thinking it. We had this conversation earlier. You're meeting it. In other words, if you weren't there where they are, you couldn't receive what they are giving you. So how do we define that? You're meeting them halfway. In everything that comes to you, whether it's something that feels good to you when it comes or whether it's something that doesn't, you met it halfway. As you acknowledge that, you'll find real power in that, and you'll also find a decision within yourself or a determination to focus more deliberately. There's just no reason to run around in a bad mood, because a bad mood can create an avalanche of unwanted things. Why would anybody put up with that? Do anything and everything that you can to improve your mood. Even be extreme. Get up and leave the dinner table if it doesn't feel good. Or don't ever ride with that person again. Or don't answer that email. Don't keep that dialogue going. In other words, this is path of least resistance stuff. We're talking about doing the things that make the difference between you receiving what you've been asking for or putting up with not receiving it and explaining it away in all kinds of flawed premise ways. There is not one reason that you should not have, talking to all of you, everything that you want. But would you like everything that you want all at once? Good, because you can't have it. But would you like greater awareness and more reception in the things that are in your bandwidth? Be careful as you answer this, because if you're in a bad mood, a whole bunch of things you don't want will be available to you. You want to tend to your bandwidth as best you can, and then pay attention to what comes so that you connect those dots, and then just make a decision to be more playful and more easy. The more you let in what you desire, the more blessed or deserving or worthy that you will feel. So we talked about freedom. We talked about fun. We talked about clarity. What is a feeling of worthy or deservability? What is that? I feel blessed. I feel fortunate. I feel blessed and fortunate. Because you always are. But sometimes you're not letting the blessings in to the capacity that you would like them to be, but you're still blessed. They still are coming. Law of attraction will not deny you, and your inner being will never defy you. Your inner being is always focused with you. It's so good to be alive in this time, isn't it? Isn't it good to be alive in this time? You're complete? Really good, really good, really good. So, this was the best day ever. As you go forth into the world, don't try to explain this, because the odds are remote that anyone will be where you are. Just bask in where you are and let the universe deliver to you what matches where you are. Give yourself a day at least to be the conscious, aware recipient of some of what's in your vortex and connect the dots to the movement that happened within you as a result of this magnificent co-creative experience. And feel our appreciation. Even if you didn't sit in the hot seat, you were part of it, a big part of it. In other words, this was co-creating at its best. And all that is feels love and appreciation for you and eagerness for what's coming next for you. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.